Tonight, we're fortunate to be joined by one of the rising Lebanese American vocal artists, Raquel, who will perform the U.S. and the Lebanese national anthems. Please rise.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Thank you. Thank you so much. Please feel free to sing along. كلنا للوطن للعلا للعلم للأعين الزمن سيفنا والكلام سهلنا والجبل منبت للرجال قولنا والعمل في سبيل الكمال كلنا للوطن للعلا للعلم كلنا للوطن. شكرا and thank you so much.
Thank you, Raquel. You'll hear more of Raquel's beautiful voice later on in the evening. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Nadia Abarisk Assad. Abariz Assad بالعربي. I'm the executive director of the Renee Mawad Foundation. Thank you so much for being here tonight. And welcome to the Renee Mawad Foundation 29th Annual DC Gala. It is our 29th Gala, but actually we've been 30 years in doing noble work for Lebanon in the US. We come together this evening to pay tribute to extraordinary Lebanese Americans for their distinguished achievements and exemplary service to our community here and abroad, while at the same time preserving hope for Lebanon. Lebanon has suffered economically, socially, and politically, but it is not a land without a soul because you, the diaspora, has preserved the soul of Lebanon. So tonight, we would also like to shine the light on you, our Lebanese American diaspora, our generous donors and distinguished honorees who constitute Lebanon's soul and lifeline. We would like to also shine the light on our RMF board many of whom are here tonight. If you'd like to stand, please do so. Who are the backbone and our guiding compass, whose unwavering commitment has sustained RMF in its many sustainable development and humanitarian programs all over Lebanon all these years.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Out of respect to His Excellency Michel Mawad and his wife, I invite you to please take your seats so we can listen to our speaker. Thank you for taking your seats at this time. Everyone, please be seated.
We are also grateful to all our volunteers who have made tonight possible. Their names are in your program books. If you have time, leaf through it and read them. But last but not least, we are grateful to tonight's MC, John Akuri, for agreeing to navigate us through this evening's program. Thank you, John. You have a very masterful voice. But
thank you.
Before I ask John to come to the stage, I'd like you to direct your attention to the screen to watch a brief video on our educational program. RMF works in 5 sectors in Lebanon, and our core sector is education, and we value this very much because we believe in the motto, you give a man a fishing pole so he can feed himself and his family. So throughout the evening, we will try to give you a glimpse of these programs so you know where your trust and support is being delivered. So please watch the screen.
عايشين مجتمع تقريبا متباين، اقل كلمه بيقولوا لك اياها مثلا انه انت بنت اخذتك على المطبخ خلص هذه من هلا بلا درس. لما جيت لهون تغير تفكيري شوي، صرت اعرف انه انا لازم كمل ولازم حقق طموحي ولازم انا ابني مستقبلي بايدي. كنت اجي على مركز لعمل نشاطات من انا وعمري 9 سنين. شاركت بالمركز بنشاطات الدعم جلسات الدعم النفسي الاجتماعي، واللي من خلالها قدرت اتعرف على مواضيع كثير مهمه ما كنت اعرفها من قبل، مثل التعاون، عدم التمييز، عدم التنمر، حقوق الطفل، كيفيه التعبير عن المشاعر. وقدرت اخذ من هدول المعلومات اشياء كثير مهمه ما كنت اعرفها من قبل وقدرت اطبقها بحياتي الشخصيه. بس بعد ما اجيت وصرت اعرف وعرفت شو حقوقي انا كطفله، من حقي اتعلم وادرس واشتغل، من حقي ابني مستقبلي، ما اخرتي بس للشطف. انا بدي صير دكتوره اطفال.
Now, I'd like to turn the stage over to our MC, as I said, John Akuri, who is an award-winning television and radio personality, considered one of the most sought-after MCs, and we're so fortunate to have him with us tonight. Friend of the famous and the infamous and the anonymous, known to many as Mr. Mabsout, Mr. Happy. So please help me welcome to the stage our MC for the evening, John Akuri.
Wow. Okay. Well, for that, we'll let you talk. Can you guys hear me okay out there? Because I can hear some of you too up here. Good evening. Bonsoir. Masikum bil khair. About 100 years ago, Lebanese-American poet Khalil Gibran was addressing students. And he said to them, "It is proud to be an American, but it is also proud to say that your mothers and fathers come from a land where God laid his precious hand and raised his messengers, and to stand before the towers of New York and Chicago, LA and Houston, Miami and Detroit, and to say, I am a descendant of the people who built Beirut and Damascus, Amman and Cairo, Jerusalem and Antioch, and I am here in America with a will to build with you. I don't know about you, but I can't think of a better builder in our community than the Renee Maawad Foundation USA. Now, Nadia gave me a little props coming up here, but the reality is it's Nadia who is the engine behind the motors, that is the RMFUSA. Nadia, where are you? Please stand up again so we can properly say thank you to you. Nadia, there she is, right over there. Please join me in giving her a round of applause. Nadia. We do love you, Nadia. We thank you for all you do and continue to do. Tonight we gather together specifically for the Medchronic program to raise funds and support. So you know we are currently serving around 4,000 patients by providing them with their chronic medications. The cost per patient is $20 per month. So $1,000 provides medicine to 200 patients. And we are currently supporting 400 patients through the Hospitalization Support Program. We signed a memorandum of understanding with the Ministry of Public Health to enhance medical coverage for patients who have no insurance. We want to double that number. We have lots to do, and we have a wonderful program for you. Please join me for this 1-minute presentation of a video we're going to show you on agriculture in Lebanon. Thank you.
اللي احنا بلشنا كان جدي مسافر بالمكسيك وخلص من المكسيك واجا اشترى هالارض. اجا الوالد جاب بال 1950 شجر افوكا وبعدين صار عليه ديماند كثير الافوكا وهلا صرنا نحن يعني تقريبا المزارعين المهمين بلبنان. ساعدونا رني معوض تناخد شهادات كثيرة وساعدونا كيف نستعمل بالشجر بالكيميكال بالفرتيلايزنج وصرنا نعمل جود برودكشن وصرنا نصدر لبرا لاوروبا لبلاد العربية وصاروا على القليلة يعرفوا في بضاعة لبنانية محترمة صاروا يحبونا. رسالة المزارع قد ما فيك صدر لبرا تيعرفوا شو عنا بلبنان.
Thank you. You know, I'm so honored to be here tonight. I do come from Michigan. Anybody here tonight in the room from Michigan? Let me hear you. All right. Very good. Well, thank you for my cheering crowd. I have a wonderful introduction I'm going to make in just a minute here. People say to me all the time, John, you're an American. How is it that you are so Lebanese? You embody the Lebanese culture. You're really proud of your heritage. But at the end of the day, you're an American. And I look at them and I say, I am an American. I'm a very proud American. But if you want to know the truth, my blood is the blood of the Mediterranean. My bone is etched min Jabal Sannin. The soundtrack of my youth was to the Rahbani brothers. My heart beats to the tunes of Haifa Wahbe. My sweet tooth can only be satisfied with حلاوة الجبن من رفعة الحلاب فوق بطرابلس. I see the Tripoli table back there. And my wings came from Air Liban Middle East Airlines. And to that end, and I think you know where we're going with this, to that end, I look at you all in the room tonight, and what I see is a plane full of first-class passengers. And tonight, we're going to take a flight, and it's going to be an amazing flight. So all of you in the cabin, on both sides, consider yourself first class. We're going to continue this journey. Tonight, we are flying the RMF 29. Yes, it's our 29th year. And leading us on this flight is none other than the best captain in aviation history, who I'm going to call up here for the purpose of introducing our very special guests and dignitaries, a man who needs no introduction, a man who will continue to lead us as president of this organization to continue to soar to new heights. Ladies and gentlemen, Adib Assis.
Good evening. As president of RMF US Board of Directors, I am indeed honored to welcome you all to this beautiful RMF US Annual Washington Fundraising Gala Dinner. As well, I'm delighted to welcome the Honorable Michel Maouad, member of the Lebanese Parliament and RMF Lebanon Executive Director, who will brief us later on major achievements of RMF Lebanon under his capable and strong leadership. We'd like to extend a special welcome to our dignitaries. I need you just to bear with me because I have a long list. We'll start with His Excellency Bishop Abdullah Zaidan, Maronite Bishop of the Eparchy of Los Angeles, Congressman Abe Hamadi, Congressman Eric Swalwell. We had with us, but he just left, which was we're very proud of, another ambassador of Lebanese origin. He was just confirmed today as ambassador of US to Tunisia, Bill Bazzi. I think he left, he had another commitment, celebrating his confirmation. Then from the administration, you are probably, or as you probably know, our guest, Honorable Morgan Ortegas, she couldn't be with us because of the government shutdown. But she asked me, she sent me a message to relay to you, and I have to read it, which says, and I quote, "I love Lebanon. I am so grateful for how the Lebanese people have warmly embraced me since January as representative from the US. To me, nothing is more important than sovereign and stable Lebanon that is at peace with Israel and has fully disarmed Hezbollah." Unquote. We have with us too Ms. Mora Namdar, Senior Bureau Official of Near East Affairs and nominated to be Assistant Secretary of State of Consular Affairs. Mr. Tim Linderking, Senior Advisor in the Bureau of Near East Affairs at the U.S. Department of State. Mr. Jeff Freeland, Lead House Liaison for President Trump. We have some Arab ambassadors with us, Representative or Ambassador Mu'taz Zahran of Egypt, Ambassador Talal Al-Rahbi of Oman, Ambassador Abdul Wahab Al-Hajri of Yemen, and our dear Ambassador Ahmed Arafa, Lebanon Permanent Representative to the United Nations. DSM of the Embassy of Kuwait, Mr. Nawaf Bushaiba, all the diplomats from the Embassy of Lebanon, representatives from the Embassy of United Arab Emirates, General and Mrs. Ziyad Barakat, Lebanese military attaché. We have honorary councils also with us, John Abu Habib, Areen Shaheen, and Nabil Bahri. We have some heads of Lebanese American organizations and other American institutions involved in the Middle East. Ambassador Stu Jones, President of Middle East Institute. Ambassador Ed Gabriel, President of American Task Force on Lebanon. Mr. Rabi' Tourbey, President and CEO of Project Hope and RMF partner. Sheriff Michael Bouchard from Michigan, and representative from Islamic Relief USA RMF partner, Muslim Aid USA also RMF partners, Lebanese American University, Lebanese Information Center, National Council on US Arab Relations. Last but not least, former Secretary of Health and Human Services and RMF honoree Alex Azar, and former Governor of New Hampshire, Chris Sununu, former Ambassador to Lebanon, Lisa Johnson. We are so grateful for your presence with us tonight. I would like, on behalf of RMF US Board of Directors, to congratulate our honorees, the Honorable Paul Dabar, Her Excellency Ambassador of Lebanon, Nada Mouawad, and Dr. Gerard Mouawad, Dr. Talal Nsoli, and also would like to extend special thanks to our MC, my dear friend John Akouri, to our performer, Raquel, and of course to Nadia, our Executive Director, for her hard work in putting this beautiful evening together, with a special thanks to all our volunteers. Would like as well to thank our esteemed guests for your gracious presence with us tonight. Above all, for your generosity to help us realize RMF US mission to support and expand the diverse socio-economic, educational, healthcare, and human development programs of our implementing partner RMF in all regions of Lebanon without discrimination. Just a reminder, RMF, because I was fully aware and involved in her efforts, RMF was established by Sit Naila to honor and perpetuate the memory of the late President of Lebanon, René Mouawad, who had a unique vision for Lebanon based on freedom, democratic values, social justice, and the right of every Lebanese for food, shelter, education, and above all human dignity. Dear friends, for us Lebanese Americans, giving generously to Lebanon in support of needy Lebanese had never been a duty. It has always been a privilege and source of pride. It cannot be otherwise. Thank you all again, and God bless you.
Okay, I'm going to need your undivided attention, please. I don't know if all of you were able to catch the names that Adib just mentioned to each and every one of us, but when we gather as Lebanese and Middle Eastern Americans, it's time for us to continue to congratulate and thank and appreciate each and every one of those names that are among us tonight. And so I'm going to ask Secretary Azar, Secretary Ashu, Governor Sununu, all of those names that were mentioned, please stand up. All the names that Adib mentioned, stand up so we can formally thank you, Congressman Hamadi, everyone in the room tonight, Thank you and God bless you for all you do for the great United States of America and never forgetting your heritage. Thank you. I think that's what Adib meant to say. Am I correct? Yes? Okay. Thank you. All right, folks, we got one more short video to watch. I hope you're enjoying your time so far. Please join me in taking a look at the screens as we look at the livelihood and economic growth video. Let's dim the lights and take a look.
أنا مش بس موضوع بدي أبقى بأرضي، أنا موضوع بدي جرب رد اللي برا وهون على أرضي. شفت إنه أنا عندي هواية بالخشب، في شغف لهذا الشيء. نحن بنشتغل بروجيات لها علاقة بالإيبوكسي والخشب كتيبل توبس، كاونتر توبس. فتحنا على دومين تاني كمان كونتراكتينج، وبس فتنا بهذا الشغل واجهنا صعوبات وتحديات كبيرة. إنه أول شيء المعدات اللي عندنا كلها معدات يدوية، كثير صعب علينا كنا نعالج الخشب ونشتغل لأنه نوصل البروجكت يصير 100% بروفيشنال. ثانك يو كثير يعني كرينيه معوض فاونديشن، المكانات اللي تقدمت قدرت تعطينا امل كبير انه نحن لا قادرين نعمل ببلدنا شغل حلو وقادرين ننتج وقادرين نكبر. اللي اشتغلتوه بالضيعه بشكل عام وبمنطقه العقوق ساعدتوا كثير ناس وطورتوا للبزنس تبعها بشكل لا يوصف وما حدا كان بيحلم بهالشيء. نحن الاساس تبعنا كان انه نكون موجودين بالضيعه، انه نفتح بزنس فروم سكراتش. الحمد لله اجى هاي البروجي من رينيه معوض ليعمل له بوستنج كثير كبيره لهالبزنس ويدور له الاسد تبعه كمان نكون عم نكبر اكثر وعم نوصل لسوق اوسع. هذا الشيء هيك عن جد بيعطي امل يعني انه بعد في ناس عم تشتغل للمصلحه العامه، انها تسعى لتطور البزنسز بلبنان، ترجع تشد اللي سافروا على لبنان. هيك بيثبت للانسان هيك مشاريع يعني انه يضل ببيته ويضل بمجتمعه ويضل هون بارضه.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to ask U.S. Army Captain Mike Bouchard and Abe Ahmed to come here, right here for me, if you would, and stand here by the stairs. I'd like you to escort our ambassador as she comes to the stage. Abe, where are you? Abe, are you here? For the first time in the history of the Republic of Lebanon, we have in the United States a female Lebanese ambassador. And it gives me great pleasure to someone else who needs no introduction, who has made such a splash in our country and our nation's capital thus far. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and join me in welcoming Her Excellency Nada Mehdi. Welcome.
Thank you. I made it up the stairs without falling, without tearing my dress. I'm going to call it a success today. Thank you so much, John, for the introduction. Very, very generous of you. And dear friends, it's an honor to stand before you tonight in celebration of the Renee Mawad Foundation. It's a beacon of hope, resilience, and compassion that has illuminated Lebanon even in its darkest hours. When Lebanon faced unimaginable hardship, starting from the economic collapse to the lingering pandemic and the Beirut port explosion, RMF did not turn away, it stepped forward. Quietly, steadfastly, and with deep humanity, RMF became a lifeline for families that had lost everything. From providing food and necessities to healthcare and education, RMF reminded us that true patriotism lies not in words, but in service. The Foundation's work reaches into the heart of Lebanon, into the villages and towns too often forgotten, where opportunity feels distant and hope fragile, as you can see from the videos we just saw. There, RMF empowers individuals with dignity, not dependency, by creating jobs, by training youth, and enabling women to become leaders in their own right, and this is a cause that is very dear to my heart. That is why the presence of foundations like the RMF is not just important for Lebanon, it is essential. In times of struggle, they uphold the very fabric of our society, ensuring that compassion triumphs over despair. They embody the belief that every Lebanese, no matter where they are born, deserves a chance to live with dignity and purpose. Tonight, as we gather in solidarity, let us recommit ourselves to this mission, to build a Lebanon where opportunity, justice, and compassion are not privileges for a few, but rights for all. Thank you so much. And now I have to get down the stairs without falling. Wish me luck.
Great job. Thank you very much. All right, let's take a look at another video here. At this time, we're going to take a look at the Community Development and Decentralization video. Let's dim the lights, we'll take a look, and then we're going to eat.
نحن بلدتنا كانت تتكي بالاساس على 2 سورس المي، بيجينا مي جار من نبع زيت التينه، وعندنا مي بتجي من البير اللي نحن واقفين حده. هيدي المي كانت عم بتأدينا على القد واحيانا اقل وقت اللي كان عم يكون البير شغال 24/24. بعد الازمه مؤخرا، الازمه الماليه ومصلحه المي ما كانت عم فيها تقلل المازوت، وكهرباء من الدوله ما كان فيه. مشروع الطاقه الشمسيه اللي ركب على البير الارتوازي قدر يأمن مي لمدة 6 ساعات زيادة يوميا لضيعتنا ل 300 بيت إذا بدك بالضيعة وللمزارعين عدد كبير منه، وكمان في ضيعة مجاورة كمان عم تستفيد منها. خاص بالشغل مؤسسة رن معوض كانت دائما وراء هذا المشروع ونجاحه، وبالنتيجة المي حياة يعني.
All right, thank you so much. You can keep the lights dim. We're going to have dinner service in just a second, but I'd like to just inform you that we are going to have projections on the big screens of RMF's work on the ground as well as donor acknowledgments. We can't do what we do without all of you. So at this time, ladies and gentlemen, as they say all over the world, bon appetit. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a treat for you this evening while you're enjoying your meal. You heard this lovely girl perform the national anthems as we started the program. Raquel, where is Raquel? Raquel, are you ready to come up? Oh, here she comes. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for this beautiful young performer, Raquel.
Can we just turn up the music a little bit? Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for. No religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us and the world will be as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer. Oh, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us. Oh, and the world will live as one. Thank you. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day and the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the you so much. I'm going to take a sip of water. Before we start this song, I really wanted to share that this is extremely special to me. It's an original of mine that I wrote with my father, and it is about Lebanon. It is called Rise Again, and it is an emotional piece, but there's a lot of optimism and hope behind it for Lebanon, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you.
بدك ترجع يا لبنان منارة كل البلدان بدك ترجع يا لبنان لو مهما طال الزمان.
Smoke fills the sky. Can you hear the people cry? Left are the ashes in a place once filled with life. All hope is crashing. No more peace of mind. We're standing on a wire. This world is on fire. We'll put it out like heroes. We won't back down, 'cause we know we'll make it out like legends. We never die. We will rise again. We'll fight until the end. Tell the world, tell all your friends. Living and we'll rise again. We will rise again. جمالك يا بيروت ناسك والبيوت أنا من قلبي بصلي لك لروحي الما بتموت لبنان المجد تدمر مش راح نسمح يتدمر الله وحده حامي وحامي شعبه والعسكر لبنان المجد تدمر مش راح نسمح يتدمر الله وحده حامي وحامي شعبه والعسكر. Tell the world, tell all your friends. Living and we'll rise again.
بدك ترجع يا لبنان
بدك ترجع يا لبنان. I hope you all enjoyed
منارة
it.
كل البلدان
Thank you.
لو مهما طال الزمان. بدك ترجع يا لبنان بدك ترجع يا لبنان.
Before we go on to the next song, that beautiful voice that you heard talking before the song started and after is my lovely father. His name is Ahmed Jurdi, and he's here with us tonight. Baba, please raise your hand up. And he was a co-writer as well. Thank you so much, Dad. I love you. All right, now we may move on to the next song and try to brighten things up slightly. yeux qui font baisser les miennes, un rire qui se perd sous sa bouche. Voilà le portrait sans retouche de l'homme auquel j'appartiens. Quand il me prend dans ses bras, il me parle tout bas, je vois la vie en rose. Il me dit des mots d'amour, des mots de tous les jours, et ça me fait quelque chose. Il est entré dans mon cœur une part de bonheur dont je connais la cause. C'est lui pour moi, moi pour lui dans la vie. Il me l'a dit, la juré pour la vie. Dès que je l'aperçois, alors je sens en moi mon cœur qui bat. I thought that love was just a word they sang about in songs I've heard. It took your kisses to reveal that I was wrong and love is real. Hold me close and hold me fast, the magic spell you cast. This is la vie en rose. When you kiss me, heaven sighs, and though I close my eyes, I see la vie en rose. When you press me to your heart, I'm in a world apart, a world where roses bloom. And when you speak, angels sing from above. Everyday words seem to turn into love songs. Give your heart and soul to me, and life will always be la vie en rose. Shukran. Okay, I got a last one that is fun. This is one of my favorites. It's called Perhaps. You won't admit you love me, and so how am I ever to know? You only tell me perhaps, perhaps, perhaps. A million times I've asked you, and then I ask you over again. You always answer perhaps, perhaps, perhaps. If you can make your mind up, we'll never get started. And I don't wanna wind up being parted, broken-hearted. So if you really love me, say yes. But if you don't, dear, confess. But please don't tell me perhaps, perhaps. Relax. Who heard that version before? Woo! Perhaps, perhaps, perhaps. If you can make your mind up, we'll never get started. And I don't wanna wind
Perhaps, 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 perhaps. شكرا كتير. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your night. شكرا بسطت معكم.
Yes, yes, I too need to use the men's room from time to time. But thank you. How about another round of applause for Raquel? All right, folks. We are now at the moment where we are going to hear from our keynote speaker. Before I do that, I'd like to ask you to please take your seats again as we watch this video of RMF's healthcare program to which the proceeds of tonight's events are dedicated. Let's cut the lights. Make sure you take your seats before we cut the lights, folks. Let's go ahead and cut the lights and run that video, please. Thank you.
قالت شغلة ماني مبسوطة. في فرق بين انه تحسي انه كلك حياة وكلك انبساط واخر همك الدنيا وعم بتكازري عن شم الهواء، يجي وقت تعدي العد العكسي. وطلع معي كانسر، تعالجت بال 2020 وعوض علي هلا بال 25. تكلفة السرطان قول كتير شي ما بينحمل. وقف حدي الله ومؤسسة ريني معوض، ولو ما المؤسسة ريني معوض أنا ما قدرت اتحكمت. حتى يمكن بمصريات أهل الضيعة فيني اتعالج بس ما بناكل ولا بنشرب، إنه جوزي كمان ما في يشتغل ما في يتركني. كتر خيركم على كل شيء وعلى اهتمامكم من الأول للآخر.
بالنسبة لي أنا مثلا كان معي مرض مزمن، إلي عم بعاني بهالشيء من 2009، يعني أنا وضعي المالي منه كل هالقد، هيدي مسألة الدواء مسألة يعني فيها تعجيز كبير، ولكن هي هالمؤسسة الكريمة عم تلبينا فيه، هي على طول بدعمها بأي شيء ما بس بالدواء، مؤسسة رينا معوض وحدها ما فيها تعمل شيء إلا كمان بدعم خارجي.
اللي قامت فيه مؤسسة رينا معوض معنا بظروف جدا صعبة يلي هي كانت الحرب، إنه نحن بحاجة لمعالجة الأشخاص، وكانت الحاجة ماسة بمستشفى حصبية إلى إنشاء قسم للعناية الفائقة. اخترنا كرؤساء بلديات إنه نتوجه لمؤسسة رينا معوض، كان عندهم تجاوب جدا سريع يلي بيأمن العناية الفائقة لمجموعة كتير كبيرة من الناس بدون تمييز. هذا المشروع لا يعني بس أهل حصبية المقيمين، إنما هن خدموا من خلاله كل لبنان.
All right, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much. At this time, folks, our keynote speaker is about to come up. This is a member of the Lebanese Parliament. He's the honorary chair of RMFUSA, director, RMF Lebanon. I would like your undivided attention for our very special guest who's going to give the keynote speech. So I invite you to take your seats as I come back up on stage here for the purpose of introducing our keynote speaker. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for taking your seats. I want to make one more recognition, if I can. We know that Her Excellency Nada is the first female Lebanese ambassador to the United States. And we'll applaud again and again because we know she's going to get the job done. But I want to recognize a dear friend to all of us. I don't know if she was the first permanent representative from Lebanon to the United Nations, but I can tell you this much, she was the best ambassador to the United Nations from Lebanon. Ladies and gentlemen, Amal Mdallali is here with us tonight. Amal, where are you? Where is Amal Mdallali? Where is she? They're here. Give her a big round of applause. Amouli, we love you, and thank you. This is the talent that we have in the room tonight, the accomplishments that we make together as a family inside of Lebanon and outside of Lebanon. And we're going to continue in that fashion. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you Lebanese Member of Parliament, our distinguished guest, our keynote speaker, Michel Mawad.
Hello, everyone. I was betting with Nada if I could keep everybody as quiet as she did. So please make me win. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends of RMF, every single day, RMF's programs touch the lives of hundreds, if not thousands, of Lebanese children, women, and men. Let me start with Batul, the girl you've seen in the education video, a bright 13-year-old from Bebet Tebene, the poorest neighborhood in Tripoli, and one of the poorest neighborhoods around the Mediterranean. Batul was being forced into early marriage at 11. She came voluntarily to RMF's educational center in the neighborhood. And through this center, she learned, first of all, to read and write, and found the strength to dream again. Today, she's building her future through our vocational training. Like her, more than 30,000 Lebanese children have benefited from RMF's education programs since 2010. And today, I'm proud to share that, thanks to the success of our experience, the World Bank has decided to partner with RMF and the Ministry of Social Affairs to expand this model across Lebanon, turning our local success story into a national one. In Sib'al and Karm Sadde, two villages had gone years without water. The municipalities, like many, many others throughout Lebanon, couldn't afford fuel to pump it. RMF stepped in, installing solar-powered systems that restored water and dignity to each of the village's 400 households. We've done the same in over 60 villages and implemented more than 300 local development projects across Lebanon, hand in hand with the communities themselves. So 300 villages is 30% of Lebanon's total villages. Where's Lisa? You know a little bit about that. We've also helped farmers and small businesses rebuild their livelihoods, linking, for instance, producers directly to high-value markets. Today, Adil, a farmer from the south who once struggled to survive, now exports his produce to European markets. Since 2017, over 10,000 farmers have benefited from our programs, creating thousands of jobs and helping them and their families export their goods, not their youth. Then there's Hélène, whom you just saw in the latest video. When cancer struck, she was left without health coverage, like many, many others of our fellow Lebanese. Through RMF's health programs, she received the treatment and compassion she needed to heal and to hope again. These stories capture what RMF stands for. Not charity, but capacity building and dignity. Not relief, but sustained renewal. We're fighting poverty and extremism, standing up to rebuild Lebanon's middle class, and giving every Lebanese the right to live and succeed at home. Yes, at home. For while we celebrate the achievements of our diaspora, your achievements, we must also give to those back home the chance to thrive where they are. Because as you are living proof, when our people are given just the opportunity, the Lebanese spirit does the rest. How do we make this happen? Through two main pillars. First, the RMF model. Since 1991, RMF has offered international partners from USAID, before it stopped, the EU, UN agencies, German GIZ, the Dutch government, the Spanish and Italian cooperations, and French AFD, just to name a few, to INGOs and private corporations, and to you, our diaspora. To all of those, we have proudly offered something unfortunately too rare in Lebanon: a transparent, professional, and sustainable platform that transcends politics and sectarian divides, working across the country to keep Lebanese rooted in their land. In this context, I'm pleased to announce tonight a $1 million support from Islamic Relief to RMF, allowing us to continue a vital USAID-funded program. Where is Islamic Relief? Somewhere here. So this $1 million support is allowing us to continue a vital USAID-funded program that had been suspended. That's the first pillar. The second pillar goes around the philosophy of our founder, Naila Mawad, who always said, rather than giving people a fish, teach them how to fish. That's why more than 75% of RMF's budget goes to education and capacity building, job creation and sustainable development projects that outlive our funding. But, and here there's a big but, while we build sustainability for the future, we cannot turn our backs on those fighting for their lives today, those who are vulnerable, sick, and left without access to healthcare. That is why we are here gathering tonight, and for which we are seeking your support, a support that matters today more than ever before. Indeed, thanks to your generosity throughout the years, our health center, mobile clinics, and the Medtronic program launched in 2023 have already brought care and hope to tens of thousands across Lebanon's most deprived areas. Now, with your continued support, we are scaling up our healthcare initiative, building it on three pillars. First, supplying hospitals and health centers with vital medicines and essentials in partnership with INGOs like Project Hope. Rabia, where are you tonight? Please. MAP International, Ben is somewhere here, and Muslim Aid, to strengthen our healthcare infrastructure and cover treatment costs for the sick and vulnerable through an exchange mechanism with partner medical institutions and the Ministry of Health. We started this program this year in August, and since August, we have supported 400 hospital cases, and we hope that next year we will at least multiply by 5 this number. Second, expanding Medchronic to provide, that is now providing to 4,000 chronic care patients every month their medication. So we want to expand Medchronic to provide full home care for chronic patients, bringing treatment, comfort, and dignity right to their doorstep. I won't say thank you enough to Gerard and Nada now Mrs. Ambassador, for committing $300,000 over 3 years to seed fund this new endeavor. Thank you, Gerard. Thank you, Mrs. Ambassador. The third and last pillar is developing our primary health centers network to reach more people and reduce national healthcare costs in the long run. Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, the challenges are humongous, as despite all our efforts, over 1.5 million Lebanese still face alone illness and despair, 1/3 of our population. But together, we can change that. Together, we can bring them back into the heart of our nation. Together, we can keep the Lebanese rooted in their land. Together, we can rebuild the Lebanon we believe in. A Lebanon, a truly sovereign, free, and democratic Lebanon. A Lebanon that has chosen peace, not war. A Lebanon of hope, not despair. A Lebanon that draws strength from its religious diversity, not one that breeds extremism and hatred. A Lebanon of hope, modernity, and prosperity. Long live the United States. Long live a hopeful, prosperous, thriving, free Lebanon. Thank you, everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, a former honoree and a member of the RMF Board of Directors, it is a great privilege to introduce not only a former Assistant Secretary, but a member of our family. Please put your hands together for Secretary Richard Ashu.
What I'm going to say is obvious, but if you're feeling down or depressed, just spend a few minutes with John. You'll feel great. And if that doesn't work, listen to Raquel, and that will solve all your problems. Thank you, John. I have a very distinct privilege to introduce the recipient of the 2025 Renee Mawad Foundation Distinguished Public Service Award. Now, I know many of you who were raised by Lebanese mothers are familiar with a certain dynamic. And what is that dynamic? Thanks to your loving Lebanese mother, you were probably told every minute of every day how exceptional you are. Habibi, you're so smart. Habibi, you're so nice, nicer than all the others. Habibi, I don't mind that you drove your bicycle into your father's car and dented the hood, because you rode your bicycle better than anybody else in the neighborhood. That one may be specific to me. What your mother didn't tell you, though, is that there is a world full of other Lebanese who were also told by their mothers how special they were, and that being Lebanese, some of them were probably pretty spectacular. That's exactly how I felt when I recall meeting Paul DeBar. He's one of the impressive ones. We met while serving in the first Trump administration in a closed meeting to discuss some pretty serious and quite technical issues. And it didn't take me long to realize that this guy knew what he was doing. Probably better than anyone else in the room. And it should be no surprise when you consider his path. His father was a Lebanese-born, Egypt-based shipping executive, and you're seeing him in some of the images behind me. His mother, a foreign service officer for the US. With such parents, the idea that the world was a place to be explored, embraced, and engaged was inevitable. And his career bears that out. A graduate of the US Naval Academy and Columbia Business School, Paul served his country as a nuclear submarine officer aboard the USS Pintado, with deployments out of both Pearl Harbor and the North Pole. He then embarked on a career in finance with J.P. Morgan, where he drove that institution's first nuclear industry portfolio. His business career includes having co-founded and run a quantum networking company called Bohr Quantum Technology. An expert in nuclear power, it's gratifying that the first Trump administration selected him to be the Undersecretary of Energy. In that role, he was responsible for the management of the US national labs, as well as being the principal advisor on research and development, including such fundamental technologies as fusion, high-energy particle physics, and advanced computing. He's a wonderful dinner companion if you want to talk about particle physics. Based on this expertise and dedication to public service, the president wisely sought Paul's contribution to his country again, appointing him to be Deputy Secretary of Commerce, where he now serves. I feel it should also be said, he's a heck of a nice guy. As a nation, we're fortunate that he chooses to serve his country. As a foundation that exists to promote the betterment of Lebanon, we're fortunate to call him one of our own. Please join me in congratulating Paul DeBar as the 2025 recipient of the Renee Mawad Foundation Award for Distinguished Public Service.
I'm humbled and almost embarrassed by that introduction, so thank you very much. So when I think about my Lebanese background and what I've been able to do in government, I think about the ancient Lebanese. I think about Phoenicia and all the towns that many of us, our families came from. Mine came from Sidon, were from that ancient time period. And there's two parts of ancient Lebanon that I think about, which is very much part of my public service. I think about the words discovery and trade. The ancient Phoenicians obviously discovered the Mediterranean, and towns like Carthage and Cadiz and Palermo were originally set out by the various discovery people leaving many of the towns that many of us, our families, have come from. And I thought about that discovery and how I thought about my career. And when I was running the national labs, I ran what used to be called the Manhattan Project. So I ran Los Alamos and Oak Ridge, and as was mentioned, all the other ones, Brookhaven. The discovery and about where the world should be, what we need to discover, whether it's fusion or computing or gene editing. We won the Nobel Prize when I was undersecretary. Was very much a part of how I thought about my Lebanese heritage and how I thought about discovery and how we moved the world forward. And then I had the opportunity here recently to become Deputy Secretary of Commerce and to think about the word trade. And I think many of us, and certainly my father, my brother, and myself have been involved in trade in the private sector, in the oil business, the metal business, cotton business out of Egypt. And it's a great opportunity to serve also with that background that certainly I picked up from my background, from my Lebanese background. So thank you very much, and very much appreciate the award. Thank you.
All right, at this time, it gives us great pleasure to present the next award to Her Excellency and Dr. Gerard Mahwood. Please join me. Please join me in viewing this video, and then we'll call them up. Let's go ahead and run the video, please. Thank you.
Meet Ambassador Neda Hamadeh and Dr. Gerard Mahwood, a true power couple who co-founded MedCap Health, one of the largest post-acute care companies in the U.S., overseeing hundreds of hospitals and facilities nationwide. Neda was recently appointed Ambassador of Lebanon to the United States. But what truly sets them apart is their unwavering commitment to giving back. Through their foundation, they've turned their success into a force for good, championing healthcare access and education for underserved communities, from the U.S. to Lebanon.
Our foundation brings healthcare to the elderly who've been forgotten. We fund scholarships because talent shouldn't be locked out by poverty.
Especially for girls. Educate a girl and she'll lift her family, her village, and her country. That's why our company has always been committed to hiring women, because change starts with women.
Neda Hamadeh is a tireless advocate for prosperity and peace. Over 2 decades, she has built a distinguished career in global policy and diplomacy.
Please welcome Neda Hamadeh. Hi.
From the UN to the World Bank, she's tackled economic policies, debt relief, and food security, always with one goal: putting people first. At the Middle East Institute, she focused on advancing regional peace. Now, as Lebanon's ambassador to the U.S., she's bringing that same drive to diplomacy.
I'm honored to serve as Lebanon's first woman ambassador to the U.S. But what truly moves me is this desk, the very one where Shal Malik, architect of the Declaration of Human Rights, once worked. Now it's my turn to build bridges and write history.
Any place.
Gerard Mahwood brings that same fight to medicine. He is a quadruple board-certified physician in internal medicine, pulmonary disease, critical care, and sleep medicine. His 2017 Excellence in Cardiopulmonary Medicine Award wasn't just recognition, it was proof of his commitment to making healthcare work for everyone.
At MedCap Health, our providers service thousands of patients across the United States. We integrate the latest technology so we can provide the best care for our patient population. But I'm not stopping there. I want to revolutionize the post-acute care in the United States. We aim to deliver high-quality healthcare services at a fraction of the cost.
From global success to local roots, Neda and Gerard have never lost sight of home, Lebanon. Through their shared charitable work, they have bridged continents to uplift communities in the U.S. and Lebanon alike, showing their lifelong commitment to peace and stability and prosperity for Lebanon and for the Middle East.
Neda and Gerard, how adorable are you two? I watched this video. It was like watching a Lebanese Hallmark Channel movie. I loved it. Why don't you come on up so we can present to you the Outstanding Community Service Award. Adib and Michelle, please join us back on stage. Give them a round of applause.
Good evening. Fun fact, study shows that an average doctor interrupts or redirects a patient in about 11 to 18 seconds after the patient starts talking, just for you to know. Moral of the story, I'm gonna keep this speech sweet, short, and to the point. So next time you go to the doctor, make sure you just tell everything in the first 18 seconds. I'm not kidding, you can check ChatGPT. A wise person once told me when they start giving you awards, it's their polite way to say you're on your way out. If that's true, then I guess I'm officially in an elegant midlife crisis. They also say that giving is one of the most exhilarating things we, as human beings, can share with one another. The joy of giving is something we're all born with. But every now and then, we need a little nudge or a reminder to rediscover it. And that's why we have Michelle here. Nada, while working at the World Bank, used to tell me you don't know what poverty is until you see it with your own eyes. In the slums of Africa, Brazil, Egypt, and the forgotten corners of Lebanon. That experience shaped her deeply and guided much of her charitable giving throughout her life and career. As for me, my late mother, Jasmine, made a pact with the Almighty. True story. If I were to become a physician, and that's a big thing in the Lebanese community, as we all know, has to be a physician, a lawyer, or an engineer, there would be one condition, that I dedicate one day a week to treat the underprivileged for free. And let's just say, I never dared to renegotiate that deal with the Almighty. I mean, who wants to do that? On behalf of my wife, Ambassador Nada Hamare, and myself, I want to express our sincere gratitude to the René Mawad Foundation presenting us with this outstanding community service award. We also want to thank everyone who supports RMF, the dignitaries, the friends who came from all over the country, and especially the one who made the trip all the way from Lebanon. Your presence means the world to us. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Gerard. And Nada. How about a round of applause for Gerard and Nada? Thank you. All right, we are coming to our next award. This particular award is the Distinguished Lifetime Achievement Award. Let's take a look at this video from Dr. Talal Nsouli.
I'm Will Flitzer, and you're in The Situation. Tonight, we pay a special tribute to a renowned specialist in allergy, asthma, and immunology whose life's work has advanced medicine, inspired communities, and brought immense pride to both Lebanon and the United States. We're talking about my friend and neighbor, Dr. Talal M. Nsouli. Dr. Nsouli is a professor of adult and pediatric allergy and immunology at the Georgetown University here in Washington and a distinguished research scientist at the International Center for Interdisciplinary Studies of Immunology. He founded the Watergate and McLean Allergy and Asthma Centers and established the International Cough Institute right here in Washington, D.C. He served as President Bill Clinton's personal allergist and then as consultant to the White House medical unit throughout the Clinton, Bush, Obama, Biden, and Trump administrations.
He's not just a doctor, but he's a human being who cares about people, who cares about life, who cares about the future for his children and his grandchildren.
Alongside First Lady Hillary Clinton, he brought asthma education and treatment to underserved children in America's inner cities. With more than 100 published studies, Dr. Nsouli has pioneered discoveries that have shaped modern allergy and immunology, including the Nsouli allergy ocular sign. During the COVID-19 pandemic, he became a trusted voice of science, appearing in more than 2,000 media interviews worldwide. Fluent in 5 languages, he offered clarity, expertise, and education to millions of people during a time of global uncertainty.
His commitment to the people from the Middle East, who are many of his patients, always has impressed me.
From his father, Lebanese Ambassador Munir Salah Nasuli, and his mother, Suad El Mirhabi Nasuli, Talal learned early on that true purpose is service. This principle has certainly guided his medical career and humanitarian work, and he has raised significant funds to support patients with asthma, immune deficiencies, HIV, and cancer. He even sent life-saving medicine to Lebanon during times of crisis. However, Dr. Nasuli considers his greatest achievement to be his family, his beautiful wife Susan, their 4 brilliant children, Suad, Amid, Samir, Munir, and his lovely wife Jackie, and adorable granddaughter Zara, who fill his life with joy and purpose. Please join me and the 42nd President of the United States, William Jefferson Clinton, in congratulating Dr. Talal M. Nasuli on this certainly well-deserved Distinguished Lifetime Achievement Award.
Dr. Nasuli, Talal, I'm so glad to join your family and friends in congratulating you. It's your honor tonight for your remarkable career in medicine and your longtime commitment to strengthening the Lebanese American community. For decades, you've helped countless patients, including me, get their allergies under control so they can live happier, healthier, more productive lives. Throughout it all, you've treated every one of them with care and compassion, and shown exceptional dedication to scientific research that has helped to advance promising treatments. I know how important your Lebanese heritage is to you, so I can only imagine how much tonight's celebration means. And on behalf of all of us who have benefited from your strong mind and big heart, I want to say thank you. Have a great evening. You certainly deserve it, my friend.
Michelle, when you go home to our beloved Lebanon, please tell the Lebanese who we are in the diaspora and what we are doing. When a former sitting president of the United States speaks on behalf of a member of our community, when Wolf Blitzer is the one who anchors the introduction to Dr. Nasuli, let them know who we are, what we're doing, because no one is better than us, no one is smarter than us, and no one is stronger than us when we come together. And we will continue to support RMF today and tomorrow and in the future. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. We have a little surprise for Dr. Nasuli. Munir, where's Munir? I'd like to invite you up to the stage, Munir. And Dr. Nasuli, would you please join us as well? We have a little surprise for you. Wolf couldn't be here tonight, so Munir is standing in. So come on up. Michelle, Adib, and Michelle. Munir, come on up.
Good evening, everyone. What a lovely night to be here. I did not have any words prepared for this, but I'd like to keep it very short and simple. We, on behalf of my entire family, we are very proud of my father and what he has done, not only for us, but for the entire community. And he's dedicated his life to his craft, and he has taught others to do the same, to be passionate about that. And so we can all take a page from his book in being passionate about our craft. Thank you. And with that, I actually had a painting commissioned for him, which I'm going to present now.
Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, and esteemed friends, good evening. Tonight I stand before you with a profound gratitude and deep humility to receive the Distinguished Lifetime Achievement Award from the Renee Mawad Foundation, an organization that embodies compassion, resilience, and hope. It's truly one of the greatest honors of my life. The foundation mission has always inspired me. Through your remarkable work, you bring education, health, and dignity to countless people across Lebanon and beyond. You remind us that humanity is not measured by what we possess, but by what we give. Also, I wish to express my heartfelt thanks to President Bill Clinton for his moving congratulatory message. Mr. President, your friendship and your kind words mean the world to me. And to my friend Wolf Blitzer, thank you for lending your voice and the presence of your beautiful video presentation. Your generosity, your professionalism added distinction and warmth to this celebration. To my beloved wife, Susan, my children, Munir and his lovely wife, Jackie, Suad, Amir, and Samir, and to my precious granddaughter, Zara. Thank you. Your love, encouragement, and faith have been my compass and my joy. Every achievement of mine is truly ours. My warm thanks to my brothers, distinguished top economist, Dr. Saleh Hansouli, former IMF director, to Europe, Dr. Safa Hansouli, with his lovely wife, Rola, esteemed allergist from California. He's also an allergist, trying to compete with me, but he's on the West Coast, I'm on the East Coast, so I don't have to worry about it. And my baby brother, my caring brother, Anthony, a very successful businessman, for being here tonight. Many thanks to my lovely sister-in-law, Barbara, and her wonderful husband, Mr. Bill Ludwig, for creating this excellent tribute video tonight. From my early days in Beirut, when I was a student at the Collège Sacré-Cœur Gymnasium, my classmate was Mr. Habib Dips, who is still my best friend. To my years at Georgetown University, I have learned that medicine is more than science. It is a sacred trust. We heal not only through knowledge, but through compassion. We serve not through recognition, but because service gives meaning to our lives. As Albert Einstein once said, only life lived for others is a life worthwhile. Those words have guided my journey every single day. Before I close, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to all of you here tonight, especially to my dear friends from the Embassy of the State of Qatar, His Excellency Ambassador Sheikh Mishal Al Thani, and his lovely wife, Sheikha Eva Al Thani, whose personal support made tonight's honor even more meaningful. To my close friend, the brilliant Dr. Paul Boulos, who is himself being honored tonight in Colorado Springs for his excellence in engineering. And to my friend, Her Excellency Ambassador Sheikha Al Zain Al Sabah from the Embassy of Kuwait. Also His Excellency Ambassador Sheikh Yusuf Al Utaiba of the Embassy of the United Arab Emirates, and his lovely wife, Sheikha Abir Al Utaiba, for their friendship, generosity, and steadfast support of the distinguished mission of the Renee Mawad Foundation, brilliantly led by a wonderful person, Mr. Adib Kassis. I would like to give you another applause. And the superb, energetic Miss Nadia Abu Riza. We'll give her a big round of applause. Believe me, without Nadia, there will be no Renee Mawad Foundation Gala. Through your leadership, you bring light where there is darkness and hope where there is despair. May we all continue to serve, to teach, and to uplift, guided always with compassion, faith, and love for humanity. Let us all pray for stability and peace in Lebanon and throughout the region. Thank you, and may God...
Well, my friends, sometimes when I speak a little too long, my sister tells me, John, time to land the plane. So, Captain Adib, I think we're going to do that. What an amazing flight we had tonight. On behalf of the Renee Mawad Foundation, RMF Flight 29 years. I look forward to seeing each and every one of you at the 30th. I want to give a big round of applause to all of the organizers today, starting with Nadia and her team, the president, Adib Assis, the board members, Secretary Ashu, and all the rest that are here tonight, the wonderful staff here at the Ritz-Carlton, to all of our donors tonight, to our honorees, and to each and every one of you, thank you. God bless you. خلينا نضل متفقين مع بعضنا like we are tonight, and we can continue to soar to great heights. Good night. God bless you. God bless America, and God bless Lebanon.